You guys hear me okay? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? How is everybody? You guys doing good? Hi. Good, good. We are going to make it, I will say short and sweet, but you know I end up rambling forever all the time. Tonight we are talking about anxiety, and we are going to talk about, I appreciate you, Shelly. We're going to talk about grounding, and we're going to talk about anxiety, and I'm going to talk a little bit about some crystals that can help with that. I personally have a lot of anxiety, and this past week has been a hot mess, just with so many things. But I will definitely try and give you guys some things to think about. So, phone was cutting in and out. Hey guys, you did post for anxiety. Good, thank you. My Mondays are so crazy, so it's guys, if you don't have my phone number and you need to get in touch with me, the easiest way is via text. Sometimes at work, I cannot get any time at all, not even a break sometimes to respond. And so I am definitely working on being more available, but that's going to require me not being where I'm at. So working on some things. So I'm going to go through some stuff with you guys. If you have anybody that you know needs some help with anxiety, with grounding, that is going to kind of be one of our things for this week. Anxiety is a huge catalyst for causing drama that's not necessary in your life, but you can't always control it when you have anxiety. Even when you recognize it, sometimes it still kind of eats your lunch, right? Sometimes you know that you're having it. Hey, Rebel, I just saw your message. I hope you have an amazing night at work. So there's some things I want you guys to think about as we go through this. We will do more on this as well, okay? So let's see here. I want to talk to you first. What is anxiety? Hi, Brian. What is anxiety? Does anybody else in here struggle with anxiety? It is a very real thing for many people. I have it. I don't have it as much as I used to, but anxiety for me typically is like this defining factor of something feels not quite right? Hi, Kyle. You're so nice. Welcome in. So anxiety is something that can definitely cause havoc in your life. A lot of times when people feel like they have to come in and say things, it's because they have social anxiety and they're scared that someone like myself may not accept them or other people accept them. And so it's a huge deal, right? And it's a personal struggle for so many people. You can go out in public and maybe I feel like I don't belong here right now. I need to go, right? And it's something that absolutely is a struggle and constant worry. Yeah. And it's kind of the fear of the unknown, and it can cause a lot of problems in relationships and friendships and work relationships. It can just cause havoc all over. And so what is anxiety? Anxiety is more than just a fleeting feeling of nervousness or worry. It's a complex emotion that can manifest mentally and physically, intruding your daily lives and sometimes without a clear reason. When persistent and overwhelming anxiety can transform into disorders such as anxiety disorder, panic disorder, social anxiety disorder, panic attacks, depression, right? Hey, Chili Dog, how are you? I have not seen you on here in a while. I'm glad you stopped in. Thanks for stopping in. You guys go follow him. He is a fun guy. So it is something that can affect you. And a lot of times people, especially nowadays, do not buy into having anxiety, right? You will run into people who are like, it's just how I am. It's just what it is. It's just part of me. Like it is part of you, right? But it is something that you can absolutely work through. There are ways that you can, and you guys know I am not going to fix it for you, but I can absolutely give you some ideas to help you on your journey. And So that's kind of what's up on anxiety. So I want to tell you 10 different reasons. There are so many more reasons why you can have anxiety, and I am not a doctor. I am not going to play a doctor, but I am going to kind of just give you what I know and the research and things like that I know. So you can have chemical imbalances. Okay, chemical imbalances is a very real thing. Okay, very real thing. Your brain is a complex chemical soup, right? Your brain is soup. Sometimes an imbalance can make you more susceptible to anxiety. It can affect you in all different ways. You can have PTSD, you can have depression, it can be chemical imbalances. There is so much to these things. Genetics, if you have a family that has a history of anxiety, you might be just predisposed, and this may be something of how that you need me every week. I'm here. I am. You can just be predisposed. You can have traumatic events. Past traumas can leave lasting emotional scars that manifest as anxiety, and you may not recognize why you're having these anxiety bouts. You may not understand it at all. It may come out as being more aggressive towards someone, right? It may come out as depression. It may come out as being passive aggressive, right? And just and you can't control them. Thanks, Rebel. Well, you're in good company, sir. So if you've had traumatic events, and keep in mind, a traumatic event doesn't have to be like a train wreck, right? It can be a lot of things, but how you handle the trauma is kind of what is going to how it affects you. Trauma is something that disrupts your energy. Okay. And if you're if someone interferes and it messes with your energy, that could be something that is traumatic for you, right? And so that is definitely something that can leave scars for you. If you have chronic stress, are you a chronic stress person? Are you under chronic stress? One, you could be under chronic stress because you have a job that's stressful. Maybe you're in a relationship that's stressful. Maybe you tend to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. Been there, right? We all tend to do that for someone. Carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. So that can definitely play a fact. Continuous exposure to stressors can lead to heightened anxiety. Major life changes, events like moving, changing jobs, losing a loved one can induce anxiety. If the people around you, your spouse suddenly stops acting a certain way, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your friend, your work, anybody starts acting differently for any specific reason, even if it's an unknown reason, and you're susceptible to anxiety, it makes you question, why did they suddenly change, right? Why is this different? Why did this suddenly change? Okay. So it definitely does. Relationship issues, conflict with a loved one can stir feelings of unease, right? If you're one that does not, if you're a fixer, right? A lot of fixers. If you're a fixer, you may really feel a lot of anxiety when you can't fix something or someone, okay? Not your job to do it. You take it upon yourself. You feel like there's a major thing going on, and that is definitely bringing in and stirring feelings of being very uneasy. There's environmental factors. Sometimes even my anxiety affects your relationship with people. Of course it does. Absolutely it does. When we tend to fix others, we tend to make it worse. Yes, I agree, guys. Anxiety affects your relationships with people. Anxiety does, because it makes you think the worst, right? And it can. And when we try to fix others, we tend to make it worse. And you will find this about, again, I'm not a psychologist. I'm just kind of talking to you about what I've been through and the people that I work with, that when you are a fixer, you tend to always be involved in a situation to where you're fixing or helping someone. You don't do this consciously, but you're doing this and you're not looking at yourself or internally, right? You're fixing someone else. I don't have time to do stuff for myself. It's a distraction for you not to have to deal with your own things. And to say it as nicely as possible, right? It's an excuse and a distraction for you. Not saying that they don't need fixing, but used to do that, yeah. With my anxiety and bipolar, I tend to push when I can't fix it. Yes, yeah. And that's because you can't fix it, so you often may feel like you're failing. Trying to tell my fiance this for now is near on the verge of breaking up. Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. Yeah, you try to stay out. Yeah, it definitely affects so many things. And there are a lot of people that are fixers, and they want to go in and they want to tell you, hey, let me fix you. Let me do this. Let me do this. And then truly the people who they're trying to fix often don't want to be fixed. They're not at that part in their journey. But it is just this like spiral or merry-go-round, right? Of them chasing, trying to fix, you running, I don't want to. And then they're actually running from themselves, right? Running from themselves and things that they need to fix because they don't need to be trying to fix people. But that's easier said than done. So environmental factors, something as simple as lack of sunlight really and truly can affect your mood and increase anxiety. If you love to be outside, you can't do this. I'm for real. You can. Sometimes people don't want to be fixed. No. Or they're projecting an image on you that makes them think things need to be. It's true. Yeah. It's true. Oftentimes, people will project things to see how you react. And that is kind of a catalyst of, you better stop it, Bo. It is, it's just hard, right? It's hard because people need people to be there for them and just be and listen and give sound advice, right? I have a friend in here that hopefully I'm going to go talk to him here in a little bit. Sometimes people just need people there, right? And an outside perspective from someone that they truly love and trust is absolutely something that's needed. Now, when you're a fixer, and I've been a fixer before, right? When you're a fixer, you're literally the person trying to do something else so you don't have to look internal. I've learned that the hard way, right? The soundboard, yeah. Sounding board is good. Like, just be there and listen. Like, you don't have to always say things. You don't always have to fix things. Sometimes you can just be there and like put their head on your shoulder, right? And so that's a huge point. But anxiety, chemical imbalances, genetics, traumatic events, chronic stress, people who have the weight of the world on their shoulders. Sometimes people act like assholes, and actually they're not an asshole at all. They have anxiety that they've never thought about having anxiety, right? Sometimes they would never tell you, I have anxiety. No, hell no, they're not going to do that, right? They're going to be like, I am this. I am not anxiety. I'm not susceptible to that, but we all have those things, right? We do. And if you have other things that play into fact or a part of anxiety, it can make your anxiety worse, right? And that's when you have to stop a little bit. So some of the things that can help with anxiety, one is having a person that is your person, that does not feel like they have to fix you. They just want to love you and listen to you and be there for you, right? And that's hard to find when you have fixers around you trying to chase you. It takes a lot of inner work to recognize, one, that you've been a fixer and you've been chasing something, right? A lot of times fixers are ones that have had terrible family units, that they know what it's like not to feel loved, right? And they want so bad other people to feel love because they've never truly felt love, right? And they've never had people around. So when a fixer realizes their worth, it's this really beautiful thing, because then they can still be there to help you fix, so to speak, but maybe they're not doing it for you. They're still taking care of themselves too, right? And that's where you have bad symptoms in your body. Anxiety can affect your health in a huge way, especially those that carry the weight of the world on their shoulders. And when something is failing, they feel like they are worthless, and then they just run, right? And that's normal behavior, actually. You feel this, yeah. So I completely understand feeling like something's going to happen because of your anxiety, right? It can make your heart go up. It can make you sick. I have an autoimmune disease that my body literally attacks itself. If I stay under significant stress, I will just end up in a wheelchair, right? And so it gets very hard, and not very many people know those things about me, brain scan, healthy. And it truly can be. And so, I'm going to talk to you about a few things that can help with anxiety, right? And grounding is a huge thing. I'm not quite a victim. I'm actually not. Thank you. I have all kinds of nice people in here today. It's crazy. It's crazy. You try to do things and people are so interesting. Anyway, 10 things that you can do to help your anxiety. If you are in groups and you feel like you cannot be around other people because of the things that they say, people are nasty nowadays, right? They're not nice. There's going to be a lot of people. And if you put yourself out there, you're going to have to deal with people who may not like you, may say bad things about you, right? May do all these different things. And you have to be okay with it, right? Because they're out to project how they're feeling onto other people instead of doing internal work and understanding really what's going on. So 10 things that you can do to help with your anxiety. I'm not a doctor. Obviously, medication is one of them, right? So you can take a moment each day. You can go the doctor route if you want, right? You don't have to. I'm not pro, I'm not con. This is a very personal choice in your journey. You can do medication. You can do meditation. Yeah, we've had, Bo, a couple of people in here tonight that have not been pleasant tonight. I don't usually get too many, but I've had a couple. Yeah. So meditation, take a moment each day to find your inner calm and your inner mindfulness. I feel like when you can find your inner calmness, and this can be you finding your inner calmness, or maybe you have someone who is your tree, right? Who is your inner calmness. I feel like this can help. When I say meditation, it doesn't have to be like you're meditating. Yes, you can, but you don't have to necessarily do that. Be mindful, and when you know you need someone, reach out, right? Reach out. You have people around you. And if you don't have any people that you can reach out to, that's another conversation we need to have about you not wanting to be vulnerable and pushing people away, because I promise you that they're there. Thank you. Appreciate it, Pierre. So physical activity. Anxiety. Physical activity is a huge thing. Even if you are immobile or you're in a wheelchair or you're bedridden, there are physical activity things that you can do that are gonna make you feel better, right? And if you're in one of my normal followings, you know what kind of physical activity that I would say is always a good one, right? But you have to be careful who you choose those kind of activities with. Number 3 would be talk therapy. You can, of course, talk to a counselor and a therapist, but a lot of times that does not do it for people. Right? And that's just reality. Sometimes people just want to feel heard, and sometimes people want to give them insight. They want insight from someone who actually cares and wants what's best for them. And sometimes that's not always someone who is paid. It can be. I'm not discounting it at all, but sometimes that doesn't always work. Watch your caffeine intake. I'm not going to go health-wise on this, but I'm a huge caffeine person, and when I do up that even more, it definitely affects your anxiety. Establishing a routine. Some people do not like routines. I tend to love routine, but I do like to step outside my box sometimes now and have not so much routine, right? But predictability can be a calming influence for you. For those of you who have ADHD, those of you that are bipolar, those of you that have PTSD that are within the group, those of you who struggle, right? You have said to me multiple times, Routine is so good. I love to know that I can get on Monday nights and we know that this is what we're doing. I love that we do this on these days and I know it, right? Routine is good. It breaks up some of the monotony, and then it allows you to have something to look forward to, right? You don't struggle, you're fine. I know. Stay connected. What is the first thing you tend to do when you're depressed or you're struggling? Anybody, what is the first thing you tend to do? Do you run and find a friend? You do if you have one that you can truly count on. But even more often than not, you get bitter and you typically, hello, Tammy, you typically don't stay connected. You don't want to stay connected to people because you don't want them to know that you're struggling. You push everyone away. Yeah. And unfortunately, for some of you guys, specifically one, there are some people that I'm so close with that I may not talk to them for a week, but I can just feel when something's not right? And so sometimes disappearing may be an option, but I can often feel like, hey, you can disappear all day long, but I can feel something's wrong. And I'm available, right, to talk about it. And that is our thing. Like, we're just going to run. We're going to run and hide. And it's so easy to do. But it's so hard to climb out of that cave once you do it. Has anybody done that? You get super... I'm literally crawling out of like 3 weeks of just lots of emotion and feeling. And it's so easy to crawl into your cave, right? It's really hard to crawl out. Once you crawl in and you start those self-sabotaging and self-defeating things, I've done that for me and it shocked me for real. You get self-sabotage, right? It's self-defeating. You don't want to be there, but you do. But you want someone with you, but don't talk. Don't tell me what's wrong. Don't judge me, right? Because I'm being ridiculous, but I'm not. Like, there's so many different things that go on. And really, you just need someone to sit there with you in the dark and be okay with it, right? And sometimes that's just how it is. So staying connected, talking with someone that you truly trust, right? And there's not a lot of those out there. Can they feel you when they can't feel you, right? They can't feel you. Can they feel you? If they can, you know that that's one of those people. Stay connected. Also, stay connected to outside. Okay, stay connected to outside. Stay connected, getting grounded, being outside. I got to go see some horses this weekend. Guys, I'm such a city girl. I've never been around a horse unless it's been at a zoo. Legit. I was so excited. There was a donkey and there was some goats and there were some baby horses and so fun. And their eyes are beautiful and I turn into being usually I'm 5, right? I go down to 3 years old. Oh, they're beautiful. They're so beautiful. And there's the donkey. He was eon. It was so fun. And it's so few and far between that we get to just go and just be, right? And so call you next time. Yeah, it was so fun. So I say this, like, for me and probably for everybody, if you have anxiety, getting and watching the news is probably not a great idea. I am like so bad with some things. Like, I'm a good conspiracy theorist person and I love listening to them, but then secretly in my brain, I'm like, oh shit, what if something happens? And then I start like having anxiety over some random things. Right. And, so I love listening to them, but oh my gosh, thanks for the subscription, girly. It's so stressful. Like, are you going to ever turn on the news and they're going to be like, this is amazing. This is what happened. Absolutely not. It's so hard. You hear about everything bad that's happening. And then you wonder why you can't have a positive thought in your whole day, when we start the day with the news that tells you absolutely everything that's happening wrong with the government and your city and around you and your neighbors, and then you go to bed and you listen to the same shit before you go to bed, right? I want to have something good before I go to bed. I don't want to be worrying about like bad stuff, right? You don't want to. So with dolphins, I love dolphins. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So social media, watching TV, things like that, very difficult. Get enough rest. Okay, prioritize your sleep. And I know some of you guys are going to be like, listen, Kitty, thanks, Bo. Some of you guys don't sleep. And I am fully aware of that. Some of you guys struggle significantly from past things that have happened that cause you to stay up all hours of the night. Okay. And the only thing I know to say to you is find someone that you're comfortable and sleep. Find something that makes you comfortable and sleep. You don't know what sleep is right now. Nope. No history. Yeah. See, everybody in here literally is like, I can't sleep. I can't sleep. I can't sleep. When you don't sleep, your body does not have time to heal. This is very real. It doesn't recover. It doesn't matter. I'm not saying like you're going to get sick and then you're not going to get better. There is better things to do for sure than sleep. I can think of a few, but we're not talking about that. Shit. So prioritize sleep. If you do not have sleep, like for God's sake, find somebody that can love on you, scratch your head, hug you, listen to music that you like, something to make yourself sleep as much as you can, right? I get a lot of you guys, I know some of you guys and very well, and I know that sleep is not something that you do. It's few and far between. And that is something that's definitely hot bath. Yeah. I love baths. I love baths. I love them so much. So it is something that does play effect on you. No matter what, it does. You work all night. So those are some things that can play a huge role for you in anxiety. If you don't have people around you that help you feel grounded and love you for you, there is something lacking, right? And we need to help you with that. There's a few instances that give me good sleep, but I'll never tell. It's hard to sleep in the day. I can imagine. My favorite sleep, I don't know if I've had favorite sleep, but I like to think that my favorite sleep would be, well, I know where my favorite sleep is, never mind. Usually it's out in nowhere land, right? It's in nowhere land, in a cabin. It happens to be in a cabin. Yes, it is. That is truly my favorite sleep. So when we're talking about anxiety, guys, I know you can only sleep 2 to 3 hours. Yeah, and so there are things that can help you with that. I will go briefly through some crystals. I will go through on a different day herbs and smells that can help you, that have the chemistry to be able to help at least calm you down some. Some of you guys are allergic to some of these. I'm just going to throw some out there. Lavender, of course, is one that is known to help you as far as smells go. Lavender, eucalyptus, calming ones. You can do tea. You can do mugwort. You have to be careful with mugwort because if you drink too much mugwort, can be like a mild hallucinogenic. You can do mugwort tea though. It's a nervous system decompressant and it does kind of melt you into the bed, so you can do some of those things. It can make you loopy. Yeah. So you can do some of those things. Every single person is so different when it comes to what actually helps them sleep. But I promise you, if you do get sleep, obviously you do feel better, right? But do you even rest when you're sleeping? That's going to be the real question. You need that. Send to you lots. Mugwort. I have some mugwort coming to you. Yeah. And I'm actually making it's in the works. It takes a couple weeks to make, of course, but a blue lotus and mugwort tincture that you can use to help with that. So anxiety, that's a few herbs and smells and things like that that can make you feel better. I would say that sometimes anything with a pheromone in it can help you. It may keep you awake, but the best thing is finding a person to trust to watch over you. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I'll just come and watch all you guys sleep. I'll just be a little fairy that floats around. So that's some of the herbs, some of the tinctures you can, do. There are others that can help. Mugwort, you can do other things, like, how do I say that? Are smokable. I'm not telling you to, but you can do that. You can make tea. You can make an incense. You can do a lot of different things with it. You always want Kitty to watch you sleep. Hi. Wake up. Come on. I see you. Come get me. Come play. No. Touch. Boop. So that can help. If you are struggling, can't talk, while sleeping, there's also massage. I know it's hard to massage yourself. Let's be real, having an orgasm, that's going to help. Doing certain teas, that can help. Being comfortable can help. I love it to be cold, but I love to be snuggled up in my covers, wrapped up in what I call a force field blanket. Like, it can't allow air through the force field blanket, right? It can't, but it can be really cold as long as I have my force field blanket. So a lot of things like that can help. There are some affirmations for those of you that do affirmations. I'm going to read through them. They're going to be put up in the group later on tonight. I know some of these are going to be like, yeah, I can say this all day long, but I don't believe them. The thing is once you have the knowledge to recognize what's going on, you have a little bit more power and authority over your emotions and what's happening. Weighted blankets, yeah, for sure. I am in control of my thoughts and I choose positivity. Every breath I take fills me with peace and calmness. I am stronger than my anxiety. You can use that if you struggle with PTSD, if you struggle with depression as well. This moment is only a small part of my journey. Okay, those times that you're broken, I have to remember that because I only have probably one person that I would consider is the person that can catch me when I fall, and I can't always fall there. And I have to find ways to keep myself going sometimes. So you have to consider those things. This moment is only a small part of my journey. I believe in my ability to overcome challenges. Maybe I did. I release all the negative energy that serves me no purpose. This has been a really hard one for me over the past week with some different struggles I've had. I release the negativity that doesn't do me any purpose, nor can I do anything about it. Like, we spend so much of our time wasting being so stressed over things that really we can't control. We can only see things and control things that we can see and we can't control. But that doesn't make it easy either. I'm surrounded by love and everything is fine. I understand that if you're not surrounded by love, that everything is not fine. That may not work for everybody, right? Sometimes we may not be in the place that we want to be. So that affirmation may not work for you, but if you do work on self-love, it can completely help you as well. My thoughts don't define me. I define my thoughts. You're allowed to have those thoughts that you don't like, that you know aren't right. You're allowed to have all these things. You're allowed to have those thoughts. It's how you process through them. Every day in every way, I am becoming more at ease. You could use that in so many different ones. Every day in every way, I'm becoming more at ease. I'm becoming more happy. I'm becoming more free. Yes. But you have to find a safe place, right? To at least just be. Yeah. I know. So anxiety can feel overpowering, but remember, you do have the power within you. It is not easy, guys. People who say it's easy, either one, haven't looked inside themselves to see what really is going on, or they're playing a good game to cover. And that's okay. I play tough, but I'm scared of the dark. And it's okay, right? It's okay, like what you show other people, but deep down, do you struggle with that, right? And what is the root core of it? That is what we have to look further into. So I'm going to go through real quick on crystals that can help with anxiety. A lot of you guys have these. A lot of these are very well known. And then we're going to continue on this journey of talking about some of these things on Wednesday as well. But there will be more information within the group. So if you are interested in that and you're not within Blend Your Spirit, there's a link in my bio. It's just Blend Your Spirit on Facebook. I will post these things for you as well. So amethyst, amethyst, amethyst. Okay, amethyst. Thank you for the gift, Bo. Amethyst is known as a master healer. It is believed to provide calm, balance, and peace. It's often used to help with emotional issues. Okay, amethyst is one of the most known herbs. I always call clear quartz the master healer, but amethyst is also known as that. It is good for psychic attacks if you're having struggling with any kind of mental anything. Amethyst definitely is calming. Rose quartz is not a stone that I am super drawn to, but it is the light pink, and it is associated with love and compassion. It's believed to help with heart healing and emotional balance. This is why it helps with anxiety. It is associated with love and compassion. Lepidolite. Lepidolite contains lithium, right? This is why we don't put it in our mouth, okay? It is mined in the same places that lithium is mined for the medical community. It is a calming stone. It's beautiful. If you like sparkly mica, it's beautiful, but it is calming just like the lithium that it is mined with. It's used in anti-anxiety medicine, so of course, just the energy is going to help you. Sodalite is believed to bring emotional balance and calm the mind, help dispel panic attacks. Okay. I swear. Sodalite and amethyst are really good to sleep with on your nightstand. They do. Opalite is calming too. Yeah, absolutely. And we will have more. We actually have a Discord now with lots of information over there. So we have lots of stuff going on. So there will be more information over there on the Discord as well as in Blend Your Spirit. Black tourmaline is the stone recommended for grounding and protection. It is believed to help repel negative energy. So if you feel anxious or stressed, this one is going to definitely help you. Shungite. Shungite is an ancient stone believed to have purifying properties. It's actually used to purify water. Now, if you get the right kind, right, you don't want to just go dropping everything in your water and then drinking it. But shungite is used a lot in filters and things of that nature. So if it can purify and protect, it only makes sense that it's going to help you with that. Moonstone is associated with my moon, not my butt moon, but my moon, the Luna. It is associated with the calming energy of the moon. It's thought to help stabilize emotions and reduce stress. The moon is a water energy. It is a healing energy. Water is that healing element. Most of my natal chart is all water, right? It's water. Pyrite Pyrite is good for manifestation. If you like pyrite, it means that 1, you need to raise your energy levels, and 2, it's a great stone for manifesting. Yeah, moonstone. I love the moon. So it's thought to help stabilize emotions, reduce stress, just like the moon, right? Just like being out there in the water and being in the moon. You feel BME. Does that say BME? I'm blind. Where are my glasses? Does it say BME? I feel a BME, a big magnet energy for pyrite. Big magnet energy is definitely pyrite, is something you use. Clear quartz, the master healer, can be programmed with your intended purpose, like reducing anxiety. Okay, I have so many crystals, guys, but let me find a big old chunk of quartz. Here we go. You're not fake. I mean, to some people you probably are, but not to me. So this is clear quartz, right? Programmable. It's one of the most, it is probably the most known stone, crystal ever on the planet. But it is programmable. It's believed to amplify energies of other stones and clear out other energy. So it is that red gummy bear. So that is the crystals that will help with that. We are going to talk about grounding and things like that on Wednesday. I am going to post some of these things for you guys as well. I do have some other anxiety worksheets to help you with as well that I'll be posting. So if you are struggling with anxiety, I want you to know you are not alone on it, okay? A lot of times people feel like when they are struggling, that they're weak, right? Or that they have to hide it because they have to be strong for everyone. And while I understand that part, you still have a part of you that needs to be seen, and you still have a part of you that needs to be loved for who you are. That anxiety will calm itself some once you find that place. Okay, so do not feel like because you're anxious, because you're struggling, because these different things are happening, that you are not worth it. Okay, that is some things that I hear from you guys whenever we talk, is that, well, I don't want to say that because they might judge me. I don't want to do that because I might be judged, or they might see me as different, right? You can be strong and still have things like anxiety. It's true. Ask me how I know. You can. And sometimes it pops its ugly little head up in times that you would never ever expect it to do. And then you have to kind of revamp why you feel the way you do. That is why having someone that you can just go to and just say, hey, I just need you to hear this and tell me, am I overreacting? Is this something that I'm being ridiculous about? Is this a valid feeling? The answer is it's always a valid feeling, right? It's always a valid feeling. Thank you, Tammy. I appreciate you. The baby is giving you anxiety. Oh my gosh. I feel that. My grandson started his first day of school that he was approved to go to. A lot of you guys know he is on the spectrum, and he is nonverbal, and he is one of the few boys that have my heart. And he went to school today and he loved it. But I was like, what if he runs? What if he gets out? Like, what if he gets in traffic? Like, what's happening? Like, I'm so scared for him and for them. But he did amazing. And so I feel that when he runs, you're just waiting for them to like bust their head open or something when they fall. And it's so scary. Yeah, no, it is. It's just scary when you have to let go. It can happen to them, and you just, right? You have to let go of things that you love, right? Just to kind of let them grow, and it's hard. It's hard. It is hard. So, yes, no, he loved it. He was tired. I'm sure mom and dad are going to be so happy that he's tired. So that is what I have for tonight. I hope that it was beneficial for you guys. I will be mailing out the rest of the packages that I'm late on tonight and sending out shipping notifications. I'm sure you're terrified of getting another Amber Alert. Oh my gosh, yeah. For sure. For sure. Yeah, last week was so hard having an Amber Alert for a family member or a old person. Dementia, Silver Alert. That's what it is. So it's hard, but we made it. On the noggin. Yes. No, I know. And then you're like, do I say anything? Are they going to cry? You're like, what's happening? You're just waiting. Yeah. Yeah. I swear I'm going to kick your butt. So I will get those out to you guys. If you need me, you know where to find me. And Miss Shelley is working diligently with me to try and make sure and get all these things out for you guys so you know in advance very much what's happening. Also, if you're going on the retreat, I have opened due to demand, I will offer some boudoir shots on Thursday if you come early and you do want one. So I will I will have some things for you guys to be able to choose from. And once we get there, we'll know more about the area. But there's beautiful chandeliers, there's stairs, there's a ginormous bathtub in the room I'm staying in, and I'm super excited about that. So there's a lot of options for those pictures. So if that is something that you're going to want to do, and they don't have to be any certain way. Like if you don't want to dress a certain way, you want to wear all clothes, by goodness, wear all clothes. Like it doesn't matter. What matters is that you see yourself through someone else's lens of how beautiful that you are. So that is what we're working on. So I hope you guys have an amazing night, and I will definitely be putting some of this stuff on here in just a little bit. And if you need me, you know where to find me. I hope you guys have a good night. Bye. You're welcome.